disciples, he called James and John and Andrew and Simon, who would be Peter. He called them to follow him. He said, I will make you fishers of men. He meets them on the sea as they're dropping their nets into the sea and drawing in that large catch of fish, only with Jesus' own help. I'll make you fishers of men. When we hear today's parable, that image has to come back to mind, that this really represents this parable of the throwing of the net into the sea and pulling up that great catch of fish, reminds us of Jesus' own ministry. Think about it. Think about the different encounters with Jesus and how many times he gathered people together. Whether it be, as we're reading from Matthew's Gospel, in the Sermon on the Mount, imagine the many people gathered to hear his word, to hear something new, a new take on the law, a new authority that comes straight from God. We think of the crowds that pressed in around him seeking healing. And we think of the feeding of the multitude with, again, the fish and the loaves of bread. Jesus' ministry was to gather many people to himself, to bring them to life in God. But not only did Jesus go after the big net, we also see in the Gospels how Jesus went after individuals who were struggling, hurting, suffering in different ways, and longing, even if they didn't know it, longing to be touched by the love of God. And Jesus is the love of God. Jesus is that kingdom of heaven. He gathers people to himself. The parable shows that wide reach. Jesus brings together people from all around the world. As he sends his disciples after his resurrection, sends them to go all around the world through all the ages, bringing people together to hear the gospel and to be transformed by it. But it shows, too, tremendous patience that God never, ever, ever gives up on us. That even those fish that appear to be bad might in the end show themselves to be good. And it's not that God just says, well, let's just wait and see. It's that God is always reaching out, always reaching in to the heart, trying to pull us together. And finally, though, that great patience of God means that God is calling us to a decision point. It's not just about laissez-faire, let everything just go as it is. But in the end, there is a decision. Jesus is calling, Jesus is gathering, Jesus is reaching over and over and over again. But at some point, we have to let ourselves be loved by God. At some point, we need to say yes to his call. At some point, we need to choose between good and evil. Let's ask for that grace. Let's ask for the grace of constant renewal and transformation, that we may hear the voice of Jesus and let ourselves be swept up, caught up in his love, caught up in the net of his love, and choose to follow him on that path to eternal life.